A massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, especially these days. 8 different settings, adjustable intensity, plus it's heated, and it just feels so good. Yes, a massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, but when it can come with a car, suddenly it seems quite practical. The all-new 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan, packed with premium features like available massaging front seats, it only feels extravagant.
Prime delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking puzzle toys and lick-pad delivered so fast you can get this puppy under control fast. Pee-pads, cooling mat, peg hammer, fast and fast. And those training TREATS, faster than you can say sit fast. Fast, free delivery. It's on Prime.
Want to live better?
We've got a lot of work to do.
Join Chris Hemsworth in National Geographic's new Disney Plus original series, Limitless. Live better now.
I'm diving headfirst into cutting-edge science to uncover 3 powerful secrets to living better right now. The growth that occurs through any challenging experience is really what we seek.
Chris Hemsworth stars in Limitless. Live better now. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
It's showtime.
This episode is brought to you by FX's Alien Earth, the official podcast. Each week, host Adam Rogers is joined by guests, including the show's creator, cast, and crew, in this exclusive companion podcast. They will explore story elements, deep dive into character motivations, and offer an episode-by-episode behind-the-scenes breakdown of each terrifying chapter in this new series. Search FX's Alien Earth wherever you listen to podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Greenlight. Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/Spotify. Greenlight.com/Spotify.
Hello, and welcome to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. We are so excited to bring you this show.
Our podcast is all about unraveling all of your favorite mysteries from the Assassin's Creed games. Each episode, we'll be talking about a different topic in the Assassin's Creed universe. From Pieces of Eden, solar flares, and the Isu, to the Hidden Ones, the Order of Ancients, and of course, the Animus, we will seek to uncover it all.
So join us, and maybe even take a leap of faith.
Hello and welcome to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. My name is Shelby. You might also know me as She-Cup. I'm super excited to be here today, and I'm joined with my co-host.
Yeah, so I'm Austin or Teacup.
So what are we talking about today, Austin? I hope not as divisive or aggressive as a topic as we were last week.
Well, maybe not divisive, but I wouldn't rule out aggressive.
All right.
We are talking about our next cell, which I am happy to announce. Sometimes we've talked about these cells and there's not a lot of information. We have so much information about this one that we're going to do 2 parts.
Wow, that's very exciting. So let's just dive right in.
Yeah, so we're talking about Galina Voronina's cell. And so this cell picks up basically where Xavier's cell leaves off. So when we talked about Xavier's cell, we basically had this point of Xavier died and they had to escape and move on and try to find Joseph, who was the person who betrayed them. And so basically Galina takes over after Xavier's death as leader of this cell. So that's who this cell is. So it's just a continuation of this group, just under different leadership and with some new members, which we'll get into. I'm going to go over all the members in this episode though they might not all appear. Some of them will appear in the next episode, but I'm just going to go over them now. So obviously, our first one is Galina. We know her. We know she was a Russian assassin. We know she was recruited by Gavin Banks. We know that she had to kill her mother and sister because they went crazy in the Animus experiments in Russia. We know that she left and she recruited Charlotte de la Cruz and worked with the Xavier. Our next member is obviously Charlotte, who is recruited by the last one, continuing with her Animus kind of work there. We know that. And then Kody Adams also makes an appearance, who is like their tech guru with the Animus, is their Rebecca Crane. And so those are the people who are coming back that we know. And so nothing more about their background has changed. If you need a refresher, you can go to our episode on Xavier Cell to get basically their kind of background. So our first new member is Kiyoshi Takakura. He is a Japanese assassin, and we've met him before. So he is the Yakuza poser who fights Gavin Banks, and is like the basically point where fight is a generous term. He kicks Gavin Banks's butt is what really happens. And it's only with the intervention of Emmett and the revelation that they're all assassins. So he is a former Yakuza, which is kind of like the Japanese mafia or mob or criminal organization sometimes. If that's a very gross oversimplification, I know that it's more complicated than that. So please do not come after me. This is just a general kind of understanding of who they are. And then our next one is Arend Schut-Cunningham, who is a former martial artist, a Danish assassin. He basically kind of serves as an enforcer. And then we have our last one, which is a very interesting one. So we have Michelle Lemair, which I assume is just kind of like a French way because she spells it interestingly. It's like Michelle. I'm assuming that it's Michelle. And so she is apprentice to Galina later in the stories, but she is a member of the hacking group Erudito, which we've talked about before, briefly mentioned, but I haven't really gone into it. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to kind of go into who they are. They are basically a group of hackers that sets up to basically subvert Abstergo. So they are not associated with the assassins. They are a separate group, but they basically are hackers and online groups who basically look at the work Abstergo is doing and say, hey, this is not right. But they don't really have any affiliation with the Assassin Templar War. It's more like, anarchists or other kind of what's the group? Anonymous, similar to that kind of group kind of going in here. And so she's a member of these group, and basically through their history, this group decides we can't live in the shadows, like we need field agents. So she basically volunteers to be a field agent, which is where she meets with Galina and is eventually recruited into becoming an assassin. And so, yeah, that's the team.
Very interesting. I was going to add just about one of them. This is off topic, but it's relatable. So, as you may know, I am a person who plays The Sims, and there is a townie in The Sims named Kiyoshi, and everyone simps for him and his dad. So, just FYI.
All right. Well, we'll come back. Well, next time you can remember the Yakuza assassin who kicked Gavin Banks' butt.
All right. My sim is married to Kiyoshi's dad, so just FYI.
All right. Well, good luck with that. So let's pick up where we are. So in 2016, the assassin team with Galina as the leader now flees to Mexico. And so Galina was injured in her foot, and she assumes the role of leader and is very adamant about they need to track down Joseph before anything else. Before they do anything, before they decide anything, they need to track down Joseph because he's the biggest threat to the assassin order. So once in Mexico City, they take a room in a motel, and through some contacts with the local underground, they hire 2 doctors to come and reset Galina's broken leg without asking too many questions. So, like, I wouldn't trust a doctor who's like, yeah, I'll come do this discreet and not ask any questions. Like, don't trust
Absolutely
that
not.
kind of doctor.
No
I
way.
barely
No
trust
way.
the doctors in the hospital. But it doesn't go well, as you can probably predict. The woman doctor that comes, there's a man and a woman that come, tends to Galina. And then immediately, almost, the male doctor, the man, draws a pistol at Galina. And basically, she sees him do this, and she pulls out her own gun and shoots him. Because he basically is a Templar agent. So Galina orders Charlotte to grab his gun and kill the woman doctor. And the woman explains that she knows nothing about the fellow doctor's motives, stating that he was new, and Galina knocked her out after Charlotte told her that she was telling the truth.
This is the most Galina thing I've ever heard. Like, she's injured. Someone comes to kill her. She anticipates this and kills them before they can even finish drawing their gun.
Yeah, basically. So they move basically to an opposite end, like across the street, because they think this, like, the Templars would never expect them to be that obvious. So it's a perfect place to hide. And so while they're watching if anyone comes to their former room, Charlotte realizes that Consus wants her to find the hacker collective Erudito and to begin to look for them on the dark net. But Galina, naturally, was skeptical. Which, to Galina's thing, like, don't trust the Isu. Like, if anyone has learned anything across the entirety of Assassin's Creed, is don't trust the Isu.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, if I was in Galina's position, I would be exactly the same way.
Right. So, basically, they feed Galina some morphine to make her go to sleep. Which, honestly, like, girl probably needed some rest and some chill out. But Charlotte then convinces Kody to place her back into the Animus, where she relives her memories of Quilla, her Inca ancestor, who she believed to be the key to finding the hacker collective. So in the morning, Kody, unfortunately, was forced to pull Charlotte out of the Animus to let it recharge. Galina told them that she found the Templar Garcia Lopez, who could lead them to Joseph. So Charlotte refuses to participate in what she knew would be basically a kidnap and torture scenario with Galina, believing that Erudito was more important. When she accused the assassin leader of being jealous that Consus picked her, Galina told her that using the Animus left them exposed to attack, and Galina then coerced Charlotte into participating in the operation by threatening to destroy the Animus. So they're off to a great start. This is what I meant by, like, we can't rule out the word aggressive.
Fair. I just feel like this is so dumb of Charlotte. Like, it's not only self-centered, but it's also, like, directly insubordinate to the person that's your superior, the person that's the leader of the cell that's literally telling you what to do. Like, because she's, got this connection with Consus the Isu, she thinks she's above all of Galina's orders and stuff. That's not how any of this works.
Right. And, like, to be fair, like, you could interpret Galina being, like, paranoid or unnecessarily ruthless, but, like, at some point, we have to interpret, like, she watched her entire brotherhood go crazy from Animus exposure. Is there not part of her that is protective of this, doesn't want to see her other assassins go through the same madness?
But also, two things in response to that. I don't know the exact timeline of this, if it's before or after Great Purge, but, like, at some level, does she not have... Is it not reasonable for her to be paranoid?
Right. So it is post Great Purge, because it's 2016.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's perfectly reasonable for her to be this paranoid, especially when there are so few assassins left. Like, you have to preserve everyone you can.
Right. And there are so few assassins left now that are at the skill that Galina is at. I mean, we talked about last time, like, she is not only referred to as a master assassin by both William Miles and Gavin Banks, who were assassin leaders pre-purge, but she's also referred to by the Templars as legendary.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I was going to say, like you said a couple episodes, she's their Berg. She's the assassin's Berg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely she is. That's why I really enjoy her. I really love her. But it's just like, it's so short-sighted, I feel like, for Charlotte, because like, what does she think Constance is really going to give her? Like, does she really think he's not just using her? Like, what does it really gain the assassins to put yourself away in the Animus instead of fighting the Templars that are literally busting down your door?
Definitely. So yeah, I mean, that's really kind of where we are. This would be a good place to take a break because we're setting up to kind of like wrap up in Mexico and then go into the kind of other things that we're going to do.
All right, well, let's go to the mid-break.
Hit pause on whatever you're listening to and hit play on your next adventure. Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Visit bestwestern.com for complete terms and conditions.
Make your next vacation unforgettable on Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Star of the Seas. It's everything you've loved about every family vacation you've ever been on, with mind-blowing thrills at the largest water park at sea, 7 onboard pools for every level of chill, more than 40 ways to dine and drink, and even more to enjoy at our award-winning private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. This is the new Star of the Seas. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Heather is a nurse practitioner from United Healthcare.
We meet patients wherever they live.
During a house call, she found Jack had an issue.
Jack's blood pressure was dangerously high.
It was 217 over 110.
So they got Jack to the hospital and got him the help he needed.
He had had a stent placed in his heart, preventing a massive heart attack.
If it wasn't for my guardian angel, I wouldn't be here.
Hear more stories like Jack's at unitedhealthcare.com. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan, area, limitation, and exclusions apply.
Ma cos'è? Shoot! Shoot the flying demon!
Malaka! Malaka! I get the sense you two are ill fit for whatever it is you're plotting.
This one takes us for a fool, brother. We Sons of Ragnar have this well under control.
No, we do not.
Sons of Ragnar. I know of many, but never have I heard of dull and duller.
Hello and welcome to the middle of the show. This is where we talk about all the things that have to do with the Assassin's Creed lorecast and not the lore of Assassin's Creed. So the first thing that we do during the mid-break is we thank our patrons. This is the best way to support us. We love our patrons. We're so thankful for each and every single one of them, both past, present, and future. So if you want to be a patron, you absolutely can sign up online at patreon.com/AC Lorecast. And we've got all kinds of different financial tiers from $5 all the way up to $100 a month. So there's something there for everyone. And if you sign up at the $20 a month tier or higher, you do get to come on the show once a month. So definitely check out the Patreon if you can. If you can't financially support us, we get that though. The best way next to support us is by leaving us reviews or Spotify comments or Spotify ratings. So now we have 3 ways to leave us a review. We don't have one to read today, but if you leave one with 5 stars, kind words, we will read it out on a future episode of the show. And then the last thing that I really have to plug is my playthrough. I am still in Black Flag. I'm a little over halfway. I think the last update I gave y'all was about James Kidd and figuring out his identity. And so the latest things I can remember is I got the diving bell finally. I got attacked by sharks and that was not fun. But I did finish that mission. I've done so much. I've tried to get a bunch of forts and all that stuff. And so right now I just finished the Charlestown mission where they get the medicine, and Blackbeard's kind of going crazy a little bit and all of that. So right now I'm in the Abstergo interlude. So I think I'm getting ready to start sequence 7 or 8. So I'm a little over halfway.
It's about to be fun. Who are some of your favorite characters so far?
I I mean, to be honest, I don't really feel like I know the characters well enough to even have an opinion. I do really like James. I also really like Adewale. And then Steed Bonnet just came back, who's just like a goofball, like white aristocratic-ish man who's pretending to be a pirate for a hot minute. So he always makes me laugh, but I wouldn't say he's my favorite character.
Yes, I was just curious, kind of like where you were at with that. But yeah.
Ask me again in like 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're making good progress in the game.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, you ready to get back into it?
Well, let's do it.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Xyzal is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Xyzal keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all, take Xyzal. At night.
Your earbud fell in a coffee cup. You need a taco pick-me-up. When modern life gets rough, grab the timeless taste you love. Paso, the old El Paso.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Me, Haytham. I come in peace.
Why are you speaking so slow?
Sorry.
What? I was told you could train me.
No. Go away.
I'm not leaving!
Bianca! Bianca!
Is everything all right?
What do you think? Look at this place. And poor Bianca. If something's happened to her. Aha! Oh, my darling. Thank God you're all right. Ezio, meet Bianca. Bianca, Ezio.
Charmed.
All right. So basically, they try to capture this Templar, and it goes horribly. Like, it's a very like classic Animus scene of like Charlotte's trying to tail this Templar, and she gets too close, and it's like, oh, you got too close. The target detected you. Like, very classic, like, of the Animus tail missions, which I'm sure are now sending all of us into like PTSD war trauma flashbacks of failing missions and tail missions from Brotherhood and Revelation and AC2. I swear if one more minstrel gets in my way, I'm going to burn all of Italy to the ground. But anyway, so they fail to capture this Templar, and Galina is mad, obviously. And so she basically accuses Charlotte of blowing the operation on purpose. Charlotte basically swore that she made an honest mistake when she attempted to stealthily tail Garcia Lopez, but got too close, allowing the Templar to spot her and run off instead of going back, and insisted on going back into the Animus. So later, Charlotte ignores Galina's orders to watch the van and re-enters the Animus. Galina and Kody soon discover her and pull her out, and Galina is basically pissed that she ignored orders once again, and Kody noting that the batteries were cooked. Fed up with Galina, Charlotte chose to leave to find new batteries, with an angry Galina telling her not to go or else she would be on her own. Several hours later, Charlotte detected Galina following her, who revealed that the Mexican cartel had abducted Kody and left his ear as proof while she was looking for Charlotte.
Yikes.
So I feel like Galina is like having to like corral kindergartners, basically. Like,
I mean, I do agree to some extent, but like at the end of the day, I really feel like this is Charlotte's fault because Charlotte's not listening to what Galina's doing. And I find it hard to believe that Galina didn't sit down with her after this many mistakes and say like, hey, this is why we're doing what we're doing. Like, she's not a bad leader. She's not stupid. So I find it hard to believe that she didn't explain to Charlotte, like, you need to step up and step back into line or you're going to get kicked out, you know?
right. And like, this is a point of like Galina's kind of like getting with Charlotte is like, this isn't a video game because you played these Abstergo video games. Like, this isn't like being in the Animus where you fail something and you get desynchronized and we pull you out. If you make mistakes here, people die. And that's a big deal.
Exactly. It's a huge deal.
Because all Charlotte really sees is Galina as like this torture happy, like wanting to like cause pain and get things done. But really what Galina's trying to do is she's trying to keep everyone alive. And she's trying to make sure that they don't sacrifice the assassin's cause in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So basically later that night, they attempt a rescue mission where they're supposed to surrender in exchange for Kody. So Galina basically still injured. So in all of this, Galina still has an injured ankle that she's not really supposed to walk on. She basically takes up a sniper position in the bleachers while Charlotte began basically pulling like an Ezio and sneaking all around and eliminating all the Templar guards. So as she makes her way to Kody, Galina places the blame on her for her mercy as the female doctor who was supposedly didn't know anything was with the cartel and lets Garcia Lopez escape, which prevented them from leaving the city. Charlotte was then soon ambushed by the cartel leader who wanted to avenge his lover who Galina had killed, the doctor that the assassins hit in the motel room. So basically hoping that he could get revenge, he shoots Charlotte, forcing Galina basically to show herself. And he shoots Charlotte in the foot. So it's not like she killed her, but... And so then the Templars arrive in this cartel situation naturally, and they gun down all of the cartel people that are left and almost kill Galina. So basically suspecting that the Templars believe that she is important, Charlotte points a gun at her head and threatens to kill herself if the Templars didn't spare her teammates. Which, again, this is like naive. Like being naive on Charlotte's part, like the Templars do not care. They will promise to not kill your friends, get you into custody, and then kill your friends.
Exactly. They do not care about you.
No. And they don't care. They care about using you, but they do not care about keeping the promises they make to you. Basically, one of them tells her that she is wrong and that bringing the head of the infamous Galina home would be enough to satisfy their Templar masters. Charlotte offered a better deal to the Templars in exchange for Galina and Kody's safety. She would provide them with the location of Erudito's meeting 3 days from now. Sanchez basically decides to give her a day to find out the password to the location and to surrender herself before striking her injured foot with a claim, claiming it as insurance against a double-crossed, and threatened to harm her friends and family if she did not hold up her end of the bargain. During her last synchronization with Quilla's memory, Charlotte discovered that the password to unlock the coordinates of the meeting was the name of the Spanish assassin Don Gonzo Pardo, revealing that Erudito's meeting was in Argentina. Soon after, Charlotte prepared to rescue the pack, to respect the pact she made and turn herself over to Sanchez with intel. However, Galina made a pact of her own with the cartel, allowing the gangsters to avenge their murdered leader and attack the Templars as Charlotte was meeting with Sanchez. This distraction in turn allowed the assassins to escape the city.
So does this imply that the assassins escaped the city without Charlotte?
No, Charlotte is with them.
Okay. So here's my question. I don't really understand what this like working with the Templars business with Charlotte, like what she thinks that's going to get her.
She's just she realizes that basically she like effed up. And so she's trying to sacrifice herself. But Galina obviously is making these deals behind her back because she's like, well, that's stupid. you shouldn't do that. Don't trust the Templars to do anything.
But also, Galina is the leader, so it's not really behind her back. She's just not sharing this information with the whole team. And secondly, to be fair, Charlotte has made some really bad decisions so far. So, like, Galina probably is considering, like, could she be a mole? Like, could she have other loyalties that we don't know about?
Right. I definitely 100% agree with that point. And like that Charlotte has not even really proved herself worthy of having team information. So the last real bits apart is this little bit with Erudito. And so the team took a flight to Buenos Aires, where Charlotte spotted a man sporting a sign reading Don Gonzalo Pardo, who showed them to their Erudito contact, revealed to be the young woman's grandmother, Florencia. Some weeks later, Galina's team made a pact with Erudito in exchange for Charlotte's help in order to learn more about an Isu entity named Consus. The collective hackers would help them to find Joseph. After learning that Joseph was in Somalia, going by the name Alan Wilde, and after Charlotte asked her to capture him alive because she had a hunch about him, Galina and some of the Erudito field agents left for Africa. In Somalia, Galina led a group of the Erudito agents to locate the elusive Joseph while they were observing a public event attended by a successful businesswoman and known Templar financer. After some misdirection involving a digger, Galina was attacked by Joseph behind some crates and attempted to back down, but was struck down. Michelle Lemair managed to distract their prey with a flanking strike before Templar pulled a gun on him. At the same moment, a distress call reached them, informing the members of the collective that Erudito Island was under attack, and they quickly realized that they needed Joseph because he was the only one with a plane. He reluctantly agreed to go, but only if he was allowed to speak with Charlotte. During the flight, Galina sent a message to the assassins asking for help. So then above the island, the Templars shot down the plane. The Templars surrounded the crash plane, finding the body of Shed in the co-pilot seat after they were immediately ambushed by Galina, Joseph, and Michelle. Realizing that any hope of rescue relied on taking out the warship that shot them down, they headed toward the coast. Galina and her companions assaulted the ship. The crew retaliated, and explosives upon the deck were hit amidst gunfire, effectively destroying the ship. Joseph was badly wounded and told the two women to leave him behind and find the survivors. Galina, Michelle, and the remaining Erudito survivors were rescued by Kiyoshi Takakura and Arend Schut, who were piloting a helicopter and were sent by Gavin Banks. The assassins killed Sanchez and rescued Charlotte as she was surrounded by the Templars.
Wow. Just wow. I know there are probably some Charlotte de la Cruz simps out there. So don't hate me. But like, at what point is too many mistakes too many? Like, at what point do you get kicked out of the assassins?
I will say, and we'll get into this later, Charlotte very much learns from this whole experience.
All right. And I feel like she is still young in this. But like, my God, these are some major mess ups.
Right. And I think that, like, Galina has a hard exterior, but, like, she could have easily just, like, kept her word and said, like, okay, Charlotte's on her own. Like, we're not going to go after her. She didn't want to do any of this, but she keeps following her because, like, I think there's a part of her that's like, well, the Templars know who she is, and she's done some damage to her. It's not really right for us to leave her to fend by herself.
Right. No, that's fair. And I think that Galina is very much one of those people that's like, she has high expectations. She has high standards. She has a very hard, rough shell. But once she considers you part of her family, you're in for life.
Yes, very much so. And she has a very, very, like, close relationship with both Sean and Rebecca. And so it really comes down to, like, Galina is trying to keep everyone alive and keep the assassins cause an organization afloat. And she views Charlotte as reckless. And so she is trying to basically keep that from being reckless.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all the members that I talked about are now in there. And so we'll get into their mission, which is about to get real fun because we are about to get into another Isu is about to enter the fray into this journey. An Isu we know well and have much despise for.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's all we got.
All right. The only thing I wanted to add before we close it up is it's funny to me that like last week or maybe a couple weeks ago, we were talking about like, oh, all these cells, like they're always in like the East Coast or they're like in Europe and we've had a few in Asia, but we haven't had anywhere else yet. And like this one is the one where it's like, okay, well, we're going to go to Africa and we're going to go to South America and we're going to go to all the places that you guys said we didn't go to.
Right, exactly. And we'll just see. I mean, it's an interesting thing, and the kind of stuff they're going to get into is really important, and really we're going to kind of set the bar for where the modern day Assassin storyline is going.
All right. Well, I'm really excited to find out more in the next coming weeks.
Well, let's close it out.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. You can find us on Twitter at ACLorecast.
If you have any lore questions or topics to unpack, join our Cups Podcasting and More Discord server. It's the best place on the internet. You can also support us financially through our Patreon. Find us on patreon.com/Assassin's Creed Lorecast. The Assassin's Creed Lorecast is part of the Robots Radio Network. For more information about the Robots Radio Network, join the Discord server via the link in our episode's description.
If you enjoyed the show or learned something new today, please subscribe, leave us a review, and join the Patreon. And if you enjoyed our intro and outro music, make sure you give a big thank you to Pipeman Studios. Thank you, Pipeman! Thanks again for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. And always remember, Assassins, stay in the shadows to serve the light.
Are you a fan of Indiana Jones? How about someone who just enjoys an immersive story of historical fiction? If so, then the Indiana Jones Lorecast is the place for you. Join me, Sir Bandit, as we delve into the amazing and rich history of the Indiana Jones franchise, from the films and TV series to the novels, comics, and games. The show is available wherever you get your podcasts, so if you feel that call to adventure, you can come find me in my office. I'll see you there.